and welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. I am Lydia Ojije Ochi. A call has been made for stiffer penalties to help curb the abuse of school children. The remark came from President Muhammadu Buhari in his reaction to the recent high-profile revelations of sexual abuse cases in institutions of higher learning in the country. President Buhari noted that the undercover report at the institutions has spurred an amendment to the nation's law. President Buhari said such proposed amendments passed by the legislature will get his support as long as they conform to the constitution of the federal government. He urged law enforcement agencies and school administrators to take up such cases, adding that perpetrators will face consequences of their actions. It is believed that there are millions of young girls across Nigeria who are gifted and intellectually endowed with ideas to proffer solutions to challenges in the country. The platform to express themselves is, however, lacking. Now, some concerned Nigerians are, however, set to change this narrative by providing the platform through its Yamata Arewa initiative for the northern girls to showcase their intellect to the world. Momso Demiendati has details.
From the nooks and crannies of Abuja, across different schools, public and private, these schoolgirls between ages 14 and 19 are converging under one roof to spark up another girls' synergy, to interact and share ideas that will help the region. Now, the likes of Mariam Waziri, an indigene of Borno, and in school for the gifted Gwagwalada, is relating with her namesake Mariam Usman from Kano, and in GSS Babuchi.
You drag it here to adjust it. We just met ma. She's okay, she's jovial, she's nice.
My name is Mariam Usman. She's Mariam too, and she is nice. Talking on how to write this Matan Arewa on the laptop. He's teaching us how to do it.
These two, like all the girls in this hall, are to work in teams to proffer solutions to real-life challenges confronting the girl child and youth, especially in the north, using ICT, robotics, or communication.
In the seas now, plastic always go there and they are not biodegradable. We, the youths of now, we can create tags and then we can post pictures of social media of us picking up waste and trashing them the proper way and create challenges also.
Our parents should know that we northern girls, we also have human rights that everybody is entitled to. We should not be given off to marriage as at this early age because our organs are not yet developed or matured. If we do so, we might die or the child might die. Program is a very good way of promoting girl-child education, and I made a lot of friends and I think I conquered my stage fright.
And Martin Arewa, Hackathon, is the one setting out to empower the northern girls for a brighter tomorrow.
The young girls have what it takes to proffer solutions that Nigeria can actually put to good use. That now that we're commemorating the International Day of the Girl Child, the girl child will be given a chance to kind of be heard and pilot the concept of having girls serve as role models for those who are coming up.
The two Mariams and their colleagues are full of smiles as they take home lots of prizes for their efforts. These has set the stage for a new hashtag, Girls in Charge, which is expected to change the life of northern girls for good. Momso Demiendati, NTA News.
A group of discussants at a forum in Abuja want Nigeria to include more women into the mainstream of decision-making to overcome some of the challenges facing the nation. They believe that their resilience, foresightedness, and passion for peace are recipes for development. Deborah Agbola has details.
Traditionally, the African society is said to assume women as weak, with little or no potential to influence social development. This has, however, been proven to be wrong, and this group is moving to further correct this assumption.
We notice that when opportunities present themselves, women tend not to want to take it. And we were wondering what's the reason why. And I think it's really because there's a conditioning that society has done that makes women also feel like they're not able.
The deliberation here is to break social, cultural, and religious barriers long identified as mitigating factors for women participation in nation building.
All humans are born equal, so your sex should not be an instrument of discrimination.
We need the gender and equal opportunities law passed in Nigeria.
I think it's time for any woman that has reached any echelon at all in society to reach down and pull another woman up.
Equal access to economic resources, repelling discriminating laws and issues of indigenship as a result of marriage, among other factors, they feel should be given serious thought to enable every member of the society to contribute to its development. Deborah Agbola, NTA News.
And now to the judiciary. The Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has dismissed the appeal of Dino Melaye against the judgment of the tribunal that nullified this election. In the judgment, the three-man panel of justices led by Justice Abubakar Dati Yahaya dismissed the appeal for lacking in merit. The appellate court ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission to conduct fresh election in Kogi West Senatorial District within 90 days. The State and National Assembly Elections Petitions Tribunal sitting in Abuja on August 23, 2019, nullified the election of Dino Melaye. The APC and its candidate in the election, Smart Adeyemi, had approached the tribunal alleging manipulation and non-compliance with the Federal High Court order, which ordered that election results should be collated in Kaba, the headquarters of the district. The party and its candidate proved before the trial court that the collation results for the district was done in Lokoja. Meanwhile, our Federal Capital Territory High Court sitting in Abuja has ordered that former chairman of the Pension Reform Task Team, Abdul Rashid Maina, and his son Faisal be detained in the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, pending the conclusion of the ongoing investigation. The order followed an ex parte application by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The order empowered the Commission to remand the defendants in its custody for an initial period of 14 days. Maina and his son were arrested in Abuja by the Department of State Services, DSS, for further investigation and prosecution on allegations of fraud and money laundering. In another development, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, in Ilorin Zonal Office, has presented to the Kwara State Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak over 111 million naira recovered from treasury looters in the state. Damilola Balogun Elebio reports.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission started its work in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, in February 2019, and it has achieved a lot in terms of recovery and conviction of corrupt individuals. The commission has also saved the state from financial recklessness by convicting 29 looters. It also made 500 million naira recovery in assets and cash, of which the 111,428,891 naira recovered in the month of May this year at the eve of handing and taking over of government is a part.
Is from suspected Kwara State Treasury looters. The suspects are alleged to have criminally misappropriated landed properties of Harmony Holdings, an investment outfit of the state, while others diverted funds meant for micro, small, and medium credit scheme. This suspect cut across political office holders, traditional rulers, and top civil servants.
The state government intends to make judicious use of the money by putting it into the social investment program in the state to alleviate poverty.
We're overwhelmed in Kwara because today is the first time this is record being made, history being made for EFCC to be giving us our money back. We're replicating many of the federal government programs in Kwara. We're not going to award contracts with this money. It's just going to help the poor people.
The anti-graft agency is saddled with the responsibility of making sure the nation is free of any form of corruption. Damilola Balogun Elebio, NTA News.
Our next report from Jigawa State says secretaries to the governments of the All Progressives Congress-controlled states have converged on Dutse, Jigawa State capital, to chart a new course of identifying and translating common initiatives into governance policy response in their states. Awal Mohammed Kazauri has the details.
The 8th quarterly meeting organized by the Progressive Governors Forum with the theme Developing Common Policy Framework for APC State is to facilitate the implementation of uniform policy framework in all APC states in line with the next level agenda and philosophy of the party.
Quarterly meetings of secretaries to governments of APC states is one of progressive government strategy of ensuring that we all work in unity to develop common policy responses towards meeting the expectation of the electorate.
At the end of the meeting, the forum will develop more initiatives in the areas of social security, health, education, revenue collection and administration.
Basically look at the initiatives coming from all our states. You call it peer review, on the basis of which they now identify what can be regarded as the best practice case, and that get recommended to the governors.
Their secretaries to the governments should be meeting on quarterly basis to make sure that they come up with issues across the states.
The meeting ends Friday. From Dutse, Awal Muhammad Kazaure, NTA News.
We'll still have more reports ahead on Nationwide. Don't go away after this break.
Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, cordially invites members of the general public to a special town hall meeting on security. Date, Tuesday, 15th October 2019. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Katsina State Local Government Commission Conference Room, Kaito Road, opposite State House of Assembly, Katsina State. Deaconess Grace Isu Gekwe, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture. Announcer.
Let's come together as we celebrate the uniqueness of our cultural diversity, showcase our creativity and ingenuity. It's the National Festival for Arts and Culture, NAFEST 2019, in the ancient city of Benin, Edo State, the heartbeat of the nation. Theme, our reality, our pride. Holding 19th through 26th October 2019. Highlights will include drama, children poetry performance, essay writing competition, crafts competition, indigenous cuisine, traditional wrestling, indigenous fabrics in royal apparel, cultural quiz competition, board games, and lots more. Oh yes, it's the National Festival of Arts and Culture, NAFEST 2019, Edo State, Nigeria, holding 19th to 26th October 2019. We are celebrating our heritage. Otumba Olusegun Unshewe, Director General, National Council for Arts and Culture, announcer.
Film editing and television production techniques are wonders of the tube that you get with continuous training and retraining. NTA Television College Jos therefore invites film editors and producers in public and private television stations to a special 4-week intensive course on film editing and basic television production. Date, 14th October to 8th November 2019. Course fee, 100,000 naira per participant. Accommodation inclusive. Venue, NTA TV College, Rayfield, Jos. Take advantage of the course to upgrade your professional skills in film editing and television production. For inquiries, please call 0803-314-4383 or 0806-980-9807. NTA TV College, Jos, training you to be the best you want to be.
The new edition of TV Guide is out, exclusively taking a look at the traditional television and new media. Are they comparable or complementary? Media industry players give perspective on the trends, progress, challenges, and the way forward. Find out on this compelling edition of TV Guide. Expository interviews with stars of the tube within our space. Becky Madojemo of NTA, Utibel More of AIT, Nifemi Oguntai of TVC, and a host of others. TV Guide, your indispensable companion. Also feature Iya Medina.
I'm the CEO, managing director of Iya Medina Sister Restaurant. I choose to serve. Turn up your mouth. Let me finish.
A TV drama series on NTA. Let's get to meet the characters behind Iya Modina. This edition also presents exciting features on tourism, culture, entertainment, sports, health, and lots more. Grab a copy at the vendors near you or any NTA station nationwide. TV Guide, your indispensable companion.
Has succeeded to pool a galaxy of stars from the north, south, east to the west, and central Africa, and also those that are domiciled beyond the shores of Africa under one roof.
Welcome back. You're watching Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. Let's now join Jennifer in Lagos for the latest stories from there. Hello, Jennifer.
Thank you, Lydia, and welcome to Lagos. Now, investigations are ongoing to unravel the cause of the collapse of a two-story building in Abidjan area in Lagos, leaving 4 people injured. Imole Ayotokede reports that no life was lost.
Information gathered revealed that before the structure caved in, 5 Togolese laborers were living in the building. At the time the building collapsed, 4 of the occupants got trapped in the rubble until neighbors came to their rescue.
When we reached there already, we are not seeing that they say that people in there inside there. So we begin to bring our saw, our things to cut it. We need to cut them and bring the people out.
Out of the 4 casualties, 1 was said to be seriously injured, while the remaining 3 sustained injuries.
Yes, and then inside, my body can't pay me. I can't come back from inside. I can't sit down for here. As I sit down like this, I can't hear bula for inside. I can't see what's in the apple. I can't go look there. I can't see the house 9-4.
The collapsed building drew the attention of the Commissioner for Fiscal Planning and Urban Development, Idris Salako, and the Director General of Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA.
Our assessment shows that the land itself is not even enough to carry the structure that is being put on it. The capacity is a waterlogged area, a swampy area is waterlogged. We notice the materials they use, the quality of material is poor. There is no professional supervision on site.
We're going to treat them adequately because safety of life is paramount to this administration.
Lagosians have been warned to stop removing caution tapes and signs placed on faulty structures, as offenders will henceforth be prosecuted. In Lagos, Imole Ayotokede, NTA News.
And on waterways, the National Inland Waterways Authorities has begun the demolition of shanties built on its right-of-ways. Dr. Guyemi reports that the move is aimed at addressing issues impeding safety and development of Lagos waterways as efforts towards resolving their Papa gridlock continues.
Statistically, about 50% of boat accidents are caused by the activities of unregulated fishermen who abandon their fishing nets in the water. This remains a major cause of damage to boat outboard engines. These fishermen reside in communities like this one in Oyimbo, forming a cluster of shanties as the base of their operations. However, following a series of engagements between NIWA and the fishermen, the illegality of their fishing operations were enumerated, hence this demolition exercise. Aside the pollution and illegal dredging activities going on here, security is also a huge concern.
A lot of complaints, a lot of letters from our clients complaining about these people. We've been here severally to talk to them. You can see there's a canal just adjacent where their shanties are being built. They blocked the channel.
Having been served an eviction notice 5 months ago, The vision of the agency is to transform the area into a commercially viable center of trade and passenger services. In Lagos, Dotun Ogbemi, NTA News.
And to judiciary, Justice Chukwujeku Aneke of the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos has ordered the release of the international passport of Abdullahi Babalele, son-in-law of presidential candidate of PDP Atiku Abubakar, to enable him receive medical attention abroad. Babalele was in court on the allegation of laundering a sum of $140,000 meant for the 2019 general elections. Abolore Ogbara reports.
Abdullahi Babalele was first arraigned in August 14, 2019, before Justice Nicholas Owebo during the court's annual vacation. Babalele pleaded not guilty to the 2-count charge and was granted bail in the sum of 20 million naira with one surety in like sum. However, following a reassignment of the case file to a new judge, Justice Chukwujeku Aneke, Babalele was rearranged. At the court, Babalele's lawyer, Mike Ozekome, SAN, argued his application seeking the permission of the court for the release of the international passport. But the prosecution counsel, Rotimi Oyedepo, opposed the application, arguing that there was no proof that his condition could not be treated in Nigeria. In his ruling this Friday, Justice Aneke ordered that Babalele's ECOWAS passport should be released and returned to the court registry on or before 11th of November 2019. The case is adjourned to 11th, 12th and 13th of November for trial. In Lagos, Abolore Ogbara, NT News.
That's a contribution from Lagos. Nationwide continues with Lydia in Abuja. Lydia, over to you.
Many thanks, Jennifer. Nigerian women and girls have joined the rest of the world to commemorate this year's International Day of the Girl Child, seeking to address the challenges confronting them. A mega rally and campaign held by the Nigerian women pressed for actions against child marriage and denial of access to education. Momso Demendati has that one.
Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Society Organizations, development partners from the United Nations, religious groups, mothers, concerned parties, and girls from different parts of Abuja converging in solidarity for the Nigerian girl child. Here, no age or class, no barrier or limitation to the excitement on these females as they flank their write-ups and inscriptions to drive home their demand and expectations.
I'm a girl. I'm a girl and the bedrock of tomorrow. I'm a human being with all God's given potential. God has put the future of all mankind in me. Now I'm your sister and your daughter. Tomorrow I'm your wife and the mother of all mankind.
And I hope everybody knows it's illegal to marry any child. He'll go to jail. Even the parents that gave the child out will go to jail, will suffer for it.
We need scholarship. I think that's one of the biggest challenges there. You can say, I want to marry this girl, but you will not have anything to do with her until she's mature.
The Minister of Women Affairs re-emphasizes her stand that there will be no going back on this one.
We are here to condemn violence against women. We are here to ensure and to cry out to all Nigerians and to appeal that all Nigerians should support the girl child to ensure that we have free and compulsory education for the girl child, from primary up to the senior secondary school.
And definitely I know this time around it will transcend beyond March Pass. It's going to go down to the policy making implementation.
The 2019 International Day of the Girl Child seeks to address the challenges of the girl, seeking their empowerment and access to education. Momso Damien Lati, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari will launch the emblem for the 2020 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration on Wednesday, the 16th of October 2019 at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The Minister of Defense, Bashir Magashi, announced this at a news conference heralding the annual celebration to honor fallen heroes of the nation's civil war. Other events to mark the day include Jumat service on Friday the 10th and interdenominational church service on Sunday, the 12th of January 2020.
The peak of the celebration will be laying the wreath by Mr. President and other dignitaries at National Senate of Abuja on the 15th January 2020.
Now to security matters. 9 students of Government Day Secondary School, Gwagwada, in Chikun local government area of Kaduna State, who were abducted Thursday morning on their way to school, have been rescued by the troops of Operation Thunder Strike. A statement by the Deputy Director, Army Public Relations Officer, 1 Division Nigerian Army, Colonel Idima, indicates that the troops who were on routine patrol in the general area received information that some bandits terrorizing the Abuja-Kaduna highway had waylaid some students on their way to school and abducted them. It says troops immediately swung into action and gave the bandits a hot chase. On sighting the troops, the bandits engaged them in a firefight, but had to surrender to the superior firepower of the troops. One of the bandits was neutralized while the rest scampered into different directions of the forest with gunshot wounds. All the students abducted by the bandits were rescued safely and reunited with their families. Items recovered from the fleeing bandits include 1 AK-47 rifle with 7 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition and a pump-action gun with 10 cartridges. Colonel Idima says the troops are currently combing the entire forest in search of the bandits. In a related development, troops also dealt decisively with bandits in an ambush at Sogaya in Chikun local government area of Kaduna State. During the ambush, 2 bandits were neutralized while 1 rifle was recovered. The General Officer commanding 1 Division Nigerian Army, Major General Farouk Yahaya, has commended the efforts of the troops and urged them to continue to pursue and neutralize bandits in 1 division area of responsibility. President Muhammadu Buhari this Thursday granted audience to former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo again has details of this historic engagement.
The former Nigerian leader, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, who arrived at the State House at 5 minutes past 3 Thursday afternoon, was given a warm welcome by President Muhammadu Buhari.
Mr. President, congratulations,
President Buhari and his guests then retreated for talks behind closed doors. Details of their discussions, which lasted about 10 minutes, were not made public. Efforts made by journalists to hear from the former Nigerian leader were unsuccessful. This is the second formal engagement between President Muhammadu Buhari and former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan since coming to power in 2015. The first was on the 3rd of August 2016. Former President Goodluck Jonathan, however, attended the National Council of State meeting once under the Buhari presidency. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Nasarawa State has agreed to work in partnership with the Federal Capital Territory Administration in the areas of traffic congestion, security and revenue generation. This position was reached at an interactive session between Nasarawa State government and the FCT minister. Shoaib Onozed Yakubu tells us more.
Federal government is proposing to build a bus terminal and railway line to ease traffic, create additional routes to complement the FCT administration's effort at tackling the challenge along the axis.
So it's because of our closeness actually to the federal capital and the fact that, majority of your workers in the federal capital are actually our tenants in Nasarawa State. So one of the reasons we decided to come is to host you, is to thank you, for all the support that we have received in the past, and to remind you that Nasarawa State is still overstretched as a result of that. And one of those areas of being overstretched is areas of logistics. So I'm happy when you said clearly that you are going to make a presentation, especially on the roads.
FCT Minister Muhammad Musa Bello restated determination to address unauthorized car parks, roadside trading, among other illegal activities along the road that contributes to traffic gridlock.
So what we had commenced before you came on board as governor is to see how we can improve the linkages between the two communities. As a matter of fact, to leverage on the enormous number of people around there and the economic activity going.
Presentations were made by FCT officials on measures and proposals proposal for addressing the challenges along the axis of Nyanya and Nasarawa State. Shuaibu Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Let's now join Sokoto, where Sadia is standing by with stories from that zone. Hello, Sadia.
Good evening and welcome to Sokoto, seat of the Caliphate. Sultan Muhammad Saad Abubakar has advocated for enforcement of laws against deliberate refusal to educate the girl child. This was at an event to mark the International Day of the Girl Child. International Day of the Girl Child is commemorated every year to create awareness on the challenges the girl child faces. For this year's celebration, the Sultanate Council organized an event to bring to limelight the Islamic perspective and viewpoint on acquisition of knowledge by the girl child. The Sultan explained that women like Nana Asma'u, the daughter of Usman Dodio, were known for their knowledge of Quran, Hadith, and other writings. She was an authority on knowledge in northern Nigeria. He called on strong measures to ensure the education of the girl child.
If any mother is to take his child to school deliberately, we should face the cost. We must think in that direction. Because we must educate our children. As religious leaders, as Muslim leaders, we must impart knowledge on our children.
Sheikh Usman Danfodio also advised women to demand that they should be educated and they should refuse obedience to husbands if the latter failed to instruct them their religious obligations.
26% of the female population in the world are women of reproductive age group, aged between 15 to 49 years, and we menstruate every month. So if care is not taken, it will affect our health as individuals, as communities.
Goodwill messages were presented by Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, Federation of Muslim Women Association of Nigeria, and TIP. The Security and Civil Defense Corps has handed over contraband items impounded by its men on patrol to Nigerian Customs Service. Nuratan Kwakili reports.
Kebbi State shares border with Niger and Benin Republics, making exchange of goods and services between the two countries and Nigeria accessible through land borders, of which sometimes citizens of these countries take undue advantage of the opportunity. With the presidential directives to close Nigeria's land borders, these individuals devised means to beat security operatives in perpetuating their illegal activities. But luck ran out of the driver of a Toyota vehicle loaded with 35 bags of imported rice at Kawara in Suru local government area of the state, who abandoned the vehicle and took to his heels on the side of men of the anti-vandalization unit of Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Kebbi State Command.
You virtually know that in this country, security cannot be everywhere, and a single security cannot do it all. So we've synergized with the Nigerian Customs, and what you're seeing here is an indication of working togetherness.
Handing over the impounded items to the Nigeria Customs Service, the Deputy Commandant of the Corps, Buhari Dogondaji, reiterated the resolve of the NSCDC to contain illegal activities in line with the directives of their Commandant General. Receiving the items for appropriate measures, Assistant Controller of Customs Kebbi State Command, Gowon Anthony, commended the NSCDC for working the synergy.
This is a clear indication that what the federal government dish out laws, we comply. And they have done what they are supposed to do. And really, Customs has appreciated what they have done. And this is a clear indication that we are working in synergy with each other.
This development is expected to further checkmate all forms of illegal activities on the country's land border. In Birnin Kebbi, Nuratan Kwakili, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Sokoto. It's back to Abuja for more on Nationwide. Good evening.
Thank you, Sadia. Ministry of Niger Delta is charting a new roadmap towards addressing infrastructural challenges in the region by collaborating with the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, ICRC. Minister of Niger Delta, Godswill Akpabio, while receiving the management of ICRC in Abuja, expressed the hope that the said roadmap will usher in a new era of development. Kenneth Nanim has that report.
Issues of underdevelopment in the Niger Delta region have been of great concern to the federal government, and efforts are on to address them. Now, Director General of the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, Chid Izua, and the Niger Delta ministers are teaming up to chart a course that will provide the needed infrastructure to boost socio-economic activities in the region.
The water hyacinth is a major menace in the sense that it kills aquatic life. It does not even allow navigation. And then most of the children are using canoes, and those who can afford boats will use it to go to school on a daily basis. So it's affecting even the education of the area.
Addressing Nigeria's infrastructure challenge will require the sustained expenditure of over $3.2 trillion over the next 30 years, as estimated by the National Integrated Infrastructure Master Plan.
Both parties believe that government alone cannot finance projects involving huge financial commitment as required in the development of the Niger Delta. Therefore, public-private partnership approach is key to achieving the desired goal. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
Kemi is standing by with the latest stories from our Ibadan Network Center. Hello, Kemi.
Media and welcome to Ibadan. Farmers have been encouraged to take advantage of borrower schemes initiated by the federal government to boost their yields and enhance food availability and sustainability in the country. This was the focus at a workshop organized by National Fadama Development Project for farmers in the southwest region of Nigeria, held in Ibadan. Correspondent Shola Wahid has the details.
Agriculture plays a crucial role in the life of an economy as the backbone among other viable systems, as it not only provides food and raw materials, but also creates employment opportunities. Sequel to the above, stakeholders in the southwest converged on Ibadan to chart a way forward for the sector through various loans available.
So Oyo State is directly involved because as far as NASDAQ is concerned, they are the committee set up to coordinate the activities of Anchor Borrowers program in the state.
The gains that have been recorded at the Fadama 3AF, we don't want it to just go down the drains. That's that we are now collaborating with NISA to facilitate more credit facilities for our farmers in Southwest.
The way they are trying to bring us out now to farm, I think it's a very good one, and I'm very, very happy.
I've been with the Fadama and Nazar since about 2-3 years ago, and we have been enjoying benefit from them.
Oyo, Lagos, Ondo, Osun, and Ekiti State had representatives for this year's forum, hosted by Oyo State government. In Ibadan, Shola Wahid, NTA News.
An estimation of about 1.4 million new cases of female breast cancer with 500,000 related deaths annually have been recorded globally. The annual Pink Month every October is to charge women on the need to look for changes in their breasts. Correspondent Rofia Animasha Badmus reports.
Studies show that breast cancer is the most common cancers affecting women, but knowing how normal breasts look and feel saves from the agonies of breast cancer. The Pink Month outreach is therefore to educate people, especially women, on the need for regular check on the breast and early signs to look out for. Early detection, they say, saves life.
We want to restore health. Women are important in the society and in any community. They are mothers, they are sisters, they are aunts.
Similarly, Breast Cancer Association of Nigeria, Jog for Life, advocated that one way to check both breasts is by moving one's 3 middle fingers from the outside of the breast, adding that regular exercise is key.
They did like this. You're pressing your nipple, whether there is discharge. These are the things you need to look out for.
My advice is go straight to the hospital. Early detection saves life.
The awareness for breast cancer has really gone all over.
Medical experts advise that changes in size or shape of the breast, unusual pain in the breast or armpit area should be discussed with the doctor as soon as possible. In Ibadan, Rofia Animasha Badmos, NTA News.
And that's a contribution from Ibadan. Lydia, it's back to you.
Many thanks, Kemi. With issues like hypertension and stroke becoming a major cause of deaths in Nigeria, health experts on Good Morning Nigeria have advised individuals to desist from consumption of food with fat and cholesterol so as to sustain a healthy heart. Daniel Adelie tells us more.
They say is a productive nation, and beyond factors such as excessive drinking, smoking and consumption of cholesterol and fat, other factors which experts have termed spiritual include fear, anxiety or anger, constitute a major cause upon which cardiovascular-related conditions are built upon.
For you to have a healthy heart, you must go into the spiritual angle. What do I mean spiritual angle? This angle of saying envy, jealousy, and then greed for all these things. This is what palpitates you.
If there is family history, we should be conscious right from 20, right from 25.
If you have high blood pressure, you are diabetic, you obese, then therefore you limit the carbohydrates you eat.
Some of the experts noted that alternative medications should be encouraged to tackle and deal with cardiovascular conditions, while also calling for widespread awareness on choices of medication.
When we say this remedy is so common, we disregard it. God watches you. You keep on pulping our medical drugs. No disease, no drugs can save you if you don't improve healthy lifestyle.
When you take some of these supplements as add-on to your medications without abandoning your medications, I don't have problem with them. Another challenge again is that they are quite expensive.
They advise Nigerians to engage in more physical activities and also indulge in healthy eating habits to maintain and sustain a healthy heart. In Abuja, Daniel Adiriye, NT News.
Away from health matters now. In its efforts to expand access to university education, the National Open University of Nigeria, NOUN, will in the next couple of years hike students' enrollment to 1 million, as it currently admits 550,000 students, the highest among the tertiary institutions in the country. And the institution is not unmindful of quality assurance, which is its priority in the delivery system to earn public confidence. This came to the fore at the end of year meeting of the Governing Council of the university under its chairman, Professor Peter Okebukola. The university also introduced programs that are in tune with nation growth and development.
We're able to improve our academic development in the area of new programs at the master's and PhD levels to hinge the programs in NOUN to fit with these national goals. And so the new programs that were approved are related to national goals and aspirations. We have programs in cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and all those things that we know will add value to development of our nation. Second, we considered physical development. So we did approve a lot of projects that will help to strengthen physical development.
Which runs programs in 81 study centers across the states of the Federation, agreed that it has made giant strides in addressing crisis of enrollment of students into conventional universities in Nigeria. It's still nationwide. Time for another break. Don't go away.
Abeokuta is 40. Come, let's celebrate 40 years of impressive TV broadcasting at the grassroots. On Thursday, 17th October 2019, there'll be a lecture titled Lens and Sound, Television, a tool for social reorientation and good governance. Guest lecturer, Professor Oluyemisi Oluremi Obiladi, Professor of Education and Women's Studies, Obafemi Awolowo University. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Prince Dapo Abiodun, Governor of Ogun State. Royal Father of the Day, His Royal Majesty Oba Adedotun Aremu Gbadebo, the Alake and Pramontrola of Egbaland. Chairman of the occasion, Chief Olatunde Anyela Abudu, Mayegun of Egbaland. Chief host, Malam Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, Director General, NTA. Other activities lined up for the occasion include an array of awards to distinguished entities held to walk on Saturday, 12th October 2019, while University March comes up on Tuesday, 15th October 2019 at MKO Abiola Stadium. Come, celebrate 40 years of impressive television at the grassroots with us and take NCA Abeokuta to the next level.
Their ancestors were taken away as slaves. Now they return as kings and queens on a pilgrimage back to the motherland. The third Door of Return ceremony, Diaspora Festival, Badagry, Lagos, Nigeria, takes place in Badagry from the 15th to the 20th of October 2019. For details on participation and sponsorship, contact the following. Website adore.ng. The African Door of Return Experience. Don't miss it. Brought to you by the African Door of Return Experience Initiative in collaboration with the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission and the African Renaissance Foundation. Chief host, the Lagos State Government.
Get ready to be motivated. The Motivated Challenge is back. Bigger, better, and bold. Now featuring 30 contestants from 5 African countries, all grabbing that multi-Guinness B vitamin goodness that fuels your greatness. Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, and Ethiopia. Which country will claim the $20,000 grand prize? Brought to you by Multi-Guinness. Packed with B vitamins to fuel your greatness.
For more than 10 years, NTA Educational Television has continued to champion the discovery of young scientists and artists across the country. The 2019 National Children's Expo promises to bring to light the best of innovations and creativity in the science and arts categories. Theme: promoting unity and innovations in youths as agents of change through science and arts. Venue: NTA Headquarters Arena, Area 11, Garki, Abuja. Date: Sunday, October 20th to Thursday, October 24th, 2019. For more information, please call the following numbers. This event is proudly supported by NTA ETV, promoting learning.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Please, did you hear that?
Of course I did. That is Village Master tune.
So, Auntie Amebo was not gossiping then?
Village Master is celebrating 50 years.
50? Already?
Wait, you mean people have been watching Village Headmaster since 1968?
How time flies. I have retired, but not tired.
And now 50 years now. So because of that, we won't get big party.
New date, now 28th to 29th October 2019.
Now me, I'm a body invite you now, and my belly just is sweet. Because I don't say all those people they drink my party, then go come drink the tombo again. And me, radio jamebo, they call you now. They could not forget it.
Welcome back. President Muhammadu Buhari has congratulated the Ethiopians, and the Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, declared as the winner of 2019 Nobel Peace Prize on Friday in Oslo, Norway. President Buhari in a statement says the gesture will spur more interest on issues of peace in Africa. The remarkable Global 100th Peace Prize Award was attributed to a decision to end 20-year conflict between two African countries, Ethiopia and Eritrea. President Buhari called for enhanced peaceful coexistence and deliberate efforts by governments and people of the African continent to sustain harmony within and between countries of the continent. For obvious reasons, October is a special month for Nigeria and Nigerians. Now that the month is here, Nigerians in every part of the globe mark the country's independence with dignity and honor. Usman Aliyu brings us one of such from the United States of America.
On the streets in New York City, Nigerians displayed being citizens of their nation and are proud of that. These U.S. police are Nigerians. They join and celebrate their fatherland with all pride. The man doing the top job at the United Nations General Assembly, Nigeria's Professor Tijani Mohammed Bande, and the Consular General at the Nigeria's Embassy in the USC, legacies of the past heroes, left indelible mark to guide the nation for her future.
There is no question you have seen that we have a lot to offer. This is unity in display.
As the most educated migrants in the U.S., Nigeria is making her mark as the developing bloc of the black race. Usman Aliyu, NTA News.
It's now time for sports. Super Eagles intensified training for Brazil-friendly match in Singapore. Kene Magbodike has more on Sports Update.
Nigeria's Golden Eaglets have started training in Sao Paulo 2 weeks before the kickoff of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Brazil. 9 officials and 25 players, which will be reduced to 21, will begin their quest for a 6th world title in Group B against Hungary on October 26. Meanwhile, Nigeria's Super Eagles intensified training Friday ahead of the friendly match with Brazil at Singapore National Stadium on Sunday. Stoke City midfielder Oganekaro Etebo is the latest withdrawal due to injury as the Brazilians were forced to a 1-1 draw by Senegal in a friendly played on Thursday. A week-long FIFA Member Association referees course ended in Abuja Friday with about 50 participants taken through core areas and improved officiating guidelines of the sport. The program is part of FIFA's effort at sustaining the quality and growth of football across the globe.
So the good thing is that you have very young referees. This is because young referees are future. And not only for Nigeria Federation, but it's also for CAF and FIFA.
The 8th Chief of Naval Staff National Swimming Championship is set to climax on Saturday at the National Stadium in Surulere, Lagos, with 176 swimmers in contention for medal rush in 28 events. Adeola Omokive reports that the Talent Discovery Championship drew participants from 12 states, 7 military and paramilitary formations, and 3 clubs. Over 10 countries are set to participate in the 2019 Nigerian Ladies Open Golf Tournament, which is scheduled for September 12 to 15 at the IBB International Golf and Country Club Abuja. President, Ladies Golf Association of Nigeria, Ekaneme Kweme, made this known in Abuja Friday when the association paid a courtesy call on the Minister of State for Power, Gode Jedi Abar.
Golf is a big deal in other countries. Nigeria is a giant of Africa, but we need to also be a giant at this game, golf.
The 2018 edition was won by Zimbabwe. With Sports Update, Kenan Ima Abodike, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari commiserates with family of Professor Emmanuel Edozien, economic advisor to former President Shehu Aliyu Shagari, who passed on at 82. In a statement, President Buhari describes the renowned economist, businessman, and boardroom guru as statesman whose contributions to nation building, both in the private and public sector, will always be remembered. As an academic, the president salutes Professor Edozien's commitment to a studious life and many years of research on issues that directly impact on lives, praying that his invaluable investments in humanity will continue to resonate. President Buhari prays for peaceful rest for the soul of the departed and God's comfort for the family. Time now for the weather report. that concludes Nationwide. Thank you for being a part of it. I am Lydia Udiochi. Have a pleasant evening. Bye.